Hello there and welcome back. This is Kevin Smith with First Team Real Estate here in Southern California. And today I have another guest. Today is Kevin Kaltenbach, and he is a reverse mortgage specialist. So we're going to talk a little bit about some of the options that you have when using a reverse mortgage. I know there's a couple different myths. Welcome, by the way.
Thank you so much, Kevin. I really appreciate the opportunity.
Great. Thank you so much. So I know we were talking a little bit earlier, and I want to talk a little bit about reverse purchase.
Okay.
And then reverse mortgage
refinance.
Refinance,
okay. Right.
Exactly.
Perfect.
So, and then I know there's some things out there that are a little bit
proprietary. There's some different programs out there.
Yeah.
I'd love to share some information with everybody out there today too. That'd be great.
Okay, so let's get right into it. So I actually had a situation that I have a client here. Actually, they're looking into selling the property, but one of the things that we were talking about was they purchased the property about 42 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
They bought it for $50,000, and now it's worth about $950,000. Great. Empty nesters, older, have 3 daughters that have moved out, and they have this big 2-story house.
Right.
So she's thinking about purchasing and downsizing. He just moved into a home.
Okay.
So she has a couple options. She could just sell the property. She could do a reverse mortgage, and then we also talked about a reverse purchase, right?
Correct.
So what would you advise her to do if we were to go over and talk to her? What were kind of the options that she has with a reverse?
That's a great thing to look into. So what I would first do is find out what are her goals. What does she want to do? Would she want to stay in the home? Fantastic. Yeah. And maybe she wants some repairs for the home, or get the home ready for him to come home, or whatever the case may be.
Okay.
Maybe she wants to remodel the kitchen. Who knows? So she could do what's called a refinance. So that would be someone who wants to stay in their property, but is looking for some cash out in order to do some things. So obviously, the money can be used for anything that he or she wants. It's up to them. We have no say-so in that whatsoever. So, but look, most people like to get home repairs done and things of that nature, or remodel, whatever the case may be. So that's one option that she could use. Okay. So let's transition over just a little bit, because Kevin touched on earlier about some misconceptions. So I've been specializing in reverse mortgages myself for 18 years. They're the only kind of loans I've ever done. So what I hear almost on a daily basis is misconceptions about this program that scare people. So let me clear a couple of those up right now before we get moving on to the purchase program. So I just got a call yesterday from a realtor, and he says, I know a little bit about it. So what happens is you loan my borrowers money to purchase home. Then when they pass away, we get the home, right? Yeah. My company or the government. That's absolutely false. This is a mortgage. This is a loan against the property, just like any other mortgage. The great thing about this is you're never required to make a mortgage payment as long as you live there. So that's one of the big misconceptions. And then the other misconception is to go along with that is, well, my kids won't have anything left. That's really not the case, based on appreciation rates and things of that nature. So the kids that, or the heirs, I should say, have two options when both borrowers leave the home. They can sell the property, and just like with a traditional loan, Kevin, what would happen is they would pay off that reverse mortgage, and then the rest of the equity would be theirs. If they decide, well, we want to keep that home, we love that home, they can pay off the reverse mortgage, no prepayment penalty, no hidden cost, and then the home is theirs free and clear. So those are a couple options that they have, which is great options for them. But again, getting back to the misconceptions just briefly, there's a lot of them out there. So please check with somebody and get the real information before you make a decision.
Yeah, and I'll have his contact information below here at the bottom of the video too.
Fantastic.
So, all right, and then we also talked a little bit about reverse purchase.
Right.
Okay, so I think that's a little bit newer to some people. So you can actually take that and do what with it?
It is. That's also a wonderful program. So initially, the reverse mortgage itself came out almost over 30 years ago. Ronald Reagan signed this into law. It's been around for a long time. In 2009, FHA and HUD came up with a new program that allows people to use proceeds from the sale of their property to purchase another home. So what they do is they'll sell their, say for example, they have a 2-story home. The kids have all moved out. They have a pool. They're done with it. They don't want to deal with that anymore. Maybe they want to move to a 55-plus community or something of that nature.
That's our situation.
Exactly correct. And that's great. And those are popping up everywhere. People love them. My mother actually lives in a place like that. So anyways, what happens is they would sell their property, take some or all of the proceeds, put that as their down payment to purchase their new property. The best thing about it is they're never required to make a mortgage payment as long as they live there. It's their home. They own it.
Right.
They are still required to pay their property charges. And what I mean by that is if there's obviously HOA dues, they still have to pay those. Homeowners insurance along with their property taxes. They're required to still continue to pay those. And again, they live there as long as they want. It's a phenomenal program. This is really growing by leaps and bounds, especially people who live in 2 stories. They're like, we don't want to climb these stairs anymore. We want to move to a smaller place, and that's working out very well.
Okay.
It's
So
really
then
pretty good.
you could actually figure out how much money they're going to need on a yearly basis for their HOA, their taxes, and
Absolutely
all that kind of
correct,
stuff.
yeah.
So you're not going to leave them short. And then if they're forever, for instance, if they have a very low income,
Right.
they'd still be able to make their tax payments. Otherwise, that
correct.
could be a problem later on.
That's absolutely correct. That's a great point. So how we do qualify, and this happened a few years ago, is it's called financial assessment. We look at their monthly income to make sure they have enough residual income, I should say, to pay their property charges. Most of my clients, I'd say 99%, qualify with their Social Security, which is fantastic. Because remember, we're not qualifying somebody to make a mortgage payment because they're not required to make one. So most people do qualify with that. And another thing is, say they have X amount of dollars, say, well, I'm going to go pay cash for a home. That's great because they have no mortgage payment. That's their ultimate goal. But let's look at it this way. Let's say they put some of that money down as their down payment. They've still accomplished their goal of not having a mortgage payment. Right. But then guess what? They've got a bunch of money for retirement that they can live on, travel, pay for, help the kids through college, help their kids buy a home with a down payment. An investment property. They could do that too. Absolutely.
That's our specialty.
Yeah, absolutely correct. Yeah.
Awesome. So much great information. I want to thank Kevin again for being here.
Thank you so much. I really enjoyed it.
And again, we'll have all the information here below, so feel free to reach out to us by phone, text, or email, or click on the links below, and we'll answer any questions that you have, and we'll help you out as best we can. So thanks again. We'll talk to you all soon. Have a great week. Bye-bye.
Thanks, everybody.